Hey folks, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, let's quickly take a look at the price of Bitcoin because right now it's trading just below $108,000. We continue to see some strong movements here from Bitcoin, looking really good on the daily chart with the RSI showing room for more upside and the MACD flipping green. It literally just flipped green today. It has been in the red zone because we've been in a bit of a downtrend, but now we're flipping the other way. So this shows bulls are gaining control again. Very good signs, right? I like what I'm seeing here. And on the flip side, you got the DXY, the dollar currency index, hitting new lows. It is currently below 98. So look at this huge drop it had going back to February. I mean, it was up at near 110, and now it's down below 100, obviously around 97. And some folks have been doing some chart analysis showing that it could head down to possibly 90. And of course, risk assets are going to go bananas. We've seen this inverse correlation of throughout the years that when the DXY is collapsing, the stock market, crypto, and much more start to rise. And then on the flip side, if the DXY is pumping, risk assets are bleeding out, of course. So things are setting up very beautifully here for a massive rally. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to see volatility. I've been telling you guys there's the potential now. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, potential of a possible retest. But I hope not. I hope that's not the case. I hope this move for Bitcoin is the move up to new highs and it's going to stair step its way out of this zone. And once we cross $112,000, we enter price discovery. I think we could possibly go to 120 to 130 between that range. And that could be a local top or the blow off top. So we'll have to wait and see as we get closer. And then, of course, altcoins are going to go bananas, right? You're going to see them follow Bitcoin. The liquidity will rotate from Bitcoin down to the altcoins. So the setup is looking really good. As always, be patient. I know a lot of you want to see high prices. I know you want to take your profits and all that, but be patient, guys. It's all playing out. And Julian Battel, who works with Raoul Pal at Global Macro Investor, released a new updated global M2 chart, which is the global liquidity chart, and it shows Bitcoin still moving in conjunction. It's not a perfect correlation as far as the peaks and valleys of this chart, but it's more directional, right? That all of these assets, whether it be cryptos, the stock market, real estate, precious metals, are all following global liquidity. And global liquidity is essentially the central banks globally who are debasing currency, printing money, inserting into the economy and markets. And that's why we're seeing this correlation and really great chart and data that has been provided by Julian and Raoul Pal. So it's really a foundational item that you need to know in the back of your mind of why asset prices are going up. It's so important. Even if you're investing in just stocks or just real estate, you need to understand what's happening. Now, if you go to the micro, away from the macro here, and you go to certain regions throughout the United States or across the globe, you're going to have pockets of high demand, which drives prices up, right? But the rising tide that lifts all boats here is global liquidity. This is why you see certain houses, which are kind of crap, they're going up in value in certain places. You see precious metals going up, stocks, even certain companies that are not performing well, their stock price still goes up, right? Look at crypto, right? You got tokens like meme coins and much more, which rally that don't have intrinsic value. They don't have utility or whatever it is, but they still go up. And this is what's happening. You have that liquidity flowing through these markets, and it's what drives the valuation. So something to keep in the back of your mind of what's going on. This is a key pillar as far as our thesis, and there's other things we look at, of course, but this is one of the key ones. So really great update here from Raoul Pal and his team. Now, folks, this is some very bullish news. It's not hyperbole. I mean, I got to break this down for you. It is massive. So yesterday I told you that Bill Pulte, who is the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, he tweeted out on X that he was looking into crypto being used in mortgages. Now, specifically, this is around the loans from the government, like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and so forth. And today, Here's what he tweeted out. After significant studying and in keeping with President Trump's vision to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, today I ordered the great Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare their businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for a mortgage. Wow, how times have changed. This is incredible, folks. And you're just seeing adoption on the government side, on the private sector, and it's happening globally, folks. This is why I keep telling you this, we're still relatively early compared to other asset classes. There's going to be more adoption, more capital coming in, and higher prices and valuations. And why I've been stating my strategy is not only to take profits this cycle, but to prepare for the future bull markets, because the infrastructure is being built, the on and off ramps. This is just incredible, and it's just amazing. And part of the document he put out there, it says, or the headline in the document says, "Ordering issuing directive to consider cryptocurrency as an asset for single-family loans delivered to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac." It's kind of surreal to read this and see this, but it just shows where we're headed, that this asset class and technology is here to stay. Now, he followed up that tweet with the following. Today is a historic day in the cryptocurrency industry and the mortgage industry, whereby Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are now positioned to involve cryptocurrencies in mortgages. Thank you, President Trump, for making the United States the crypto capital of the world. And as you all know, game theory is going to play out here. If the United States is doing it, you're going to see other countries do this, guys. So I think we're going to see a lot of different financial products and incentives built around crypto. And look, all of Wall Street's here, BlackRock and the others, right? So they're going to participate and offer different programs, and the banks too, right? The banks are looking to launch stablecoins. They're going to offer crypto trading, crypto custody. And of course, many of these banks, they issue mortgages, right? They issue loans for people to buy homes and so forth. So you can imagine, if the government is doing it, they're going to do it too. Your Wells Fargo, your JP Morgan, Bank of America. I hope you see what's coming, folks. This is so bullish. Now, moving ahead, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev was on CNBC, and he said crypto will replace traditional finance. What a statement. And we know Robinhood has been adopting crypto at a rapid pace, acquiring exchanges like Bitstamp, launching tokenized stocks. They're going all in, and they recognize that if they don't do this, disruption's at their door, because this technology is here to stay. Let me play a clip of what he had to say on CNBC.
I do think that crypto itself, there's two ways to look at it. One is a tradable asset like options, futures, and equities. The other is as a fundamental underlying technology.
Right.
And in the second lens, it's the next stage in evolution. We've gone from, paper and pencil, filing cabinet-based financial services to mainframe, to on-premise, and then more recently cloud. Now, crypto is the next stage in that, where a lot of the business logic that we've required businesses to actually build is now shared infrastructure. So exchanges, lending pools, payment processors, all these things are replaced by software. So I think in the future, crypto technology will power trading and all sorts of financial services, including trading in stocks and other TradFi assets. So the two will fully merge.
Incredible statements, right? And these folks are putting their money where their mouth is. They are building, and they're doing the acquisitions and raising capital and creating new products and so forth. So exciting times. Folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer 1 enterprise blockchains out there. I've been a VET token holder for many years, going back to 2018. I'm bullish on this project. VeChain is getting a lot of adoption from different brands and companies around the world, including Givenchy, Walmart China, BMW, Boston Consulting Group, PwC. They are even partnered with Dana White and the UFC, doing some really cool things. And some of the key attributes of the VeChain blockchain includes it's secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. And many companies are using the VeChain blockchain to build cool Web3 technology and much more. And like I said, I'm a VET token holder. I'm bullish on this project. So if you'd like to learn more about them, go to vechain.org. Link will be in the description. Now, folks, look at this news. Bitdeer raises $330 million via convertible note sale. So Bitdeer is a Bitcoin miner. And once again, they've completed a $330 million private placement of convertible senior notes maturing in 2031. The notes have a conversion price of $15.87 per share, which is 44% above Bitdeer's current trading price. Bitdeer is using part of its proceeds for a call option to settle conversions and for a data center expansion and ASIC development. So you're seeing Bitcoin miners and many folks are going all in. I think they're all ramping up for the final phase of this bull market. And I'm talking macro now this year. I think the blow off top happens this year and there's going to be higher prices and valuations. And the miners, of course, they mine Bitcoin and they sell it and they pay for their costs and so forth. And they also get the fees from the network. So everybody's ramping up, trying to get as much value out of this bull market. So you're just seeing a lot of folks doing stuff. I've been sharing the news about Anthony Pompliano and his SPAC, and that's going to be buying $1 billion in Bitcoin, which is wild. And in fact, Anthony shared a chart showing the top public Bitcoin treasury companies. And of course, MicroStrategy's first, Mara, which is Marathon Holdings. They're a Bitcoin miner. You have XXI. I'm not sure. I've never heard of this company, actually. I may have missed it. And following that is Riot Platforms. They're also a Bitcoin miner. Galaxy Digital comes in at the top 5. And what's interesting, Tesla is at number 7 on this list. So they're pretty high up. Metaplanet in Japan, they've been doing a lot. And even Coinbase is on here. And Anthony Pompliano's new ProCap is on here as well at number 13. So really, really incredible stuff. Now, you can see there's sort of a bubble forming here. And I know some people are going to hate me for saying that, but I got to be realistic with you guys. Look, I've studied markets and history. And when you see all these people in the race to adopt it, it's not that that's wrong. I'm not saying this strategy is wrong, but you're going to have your laggards and you're going to have people who are not going to do this well. And it could be a setup for the bubble to pop, right? Let's look at the real estate bubble that popped in 2008 and the Great Recession. Not every bank, failed and went out of business. A lot of them had to get bailed out, but you had your Lehman Brothers and others that completely collapsed. So they weren't running the show very well. They had maybe more risky mortgages and toxic products and all that, right? Something similar could happen here. I'm not saying I want that to happen, so don't get me wrong. I don't want that to happen. But guys, markets move in cycles. We've seen every bull market, even in the stock market, real estate, whatever it is, this at some point, if a bubble forms, it's going to pop. It happened in the dot-com boom as well, right? This is just the nature of markets. So this is where you want to have a cash out plan, a profit-taking plan, so that you are not caught up in some massive bubble pop and crash. It doesn't mean crypto will die. It doesn't mean the technology is going away. It's just the speculation, which in the world of capitalism, this happens. We human beings can't help ourselves, I feel like, right? So just watch out, guys. We got to be careful here. There's a lot of companies racing to do this and buying a lot of Bitcoin, raising a ton of capital. Hopefully they're doing it the right way. So when the price does go down, they're not left by the roadside. You know what I mean? Now, tomorrow, I will actually be publishing my interview with the CEO and one of the executive chairman of the board of advisors for Vivo Power, and they are using XRP as their treasury strategy. So you don't want to miss that one. Make sure you subscribe. It's a really good conversation, and we go into the details of what they're doing with Flare, with DeFi, and much more, even using Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. So make sure you check that out. And speaking of XRP, the CME group tweeted out that since launching on May 19th, XRP and Micro XRP Futures have shown demand across institutional and retail participants, highlighting interest in regulated tools to access one of the most watched crypto assets. So the demand is there for this token. And I tweeted out, wait till you see the XRP spot ETF. You're going to see some really nice inflows once that gets approved by the SEC. And I believe that's going to happen this year, along with Solana, because those two have the futures markets in place. And there's a lot of demand, a lot of applications piling up. So waiting for the SEC to do their thing. Now, final news item, Zama raises $57 million, becomes the first unicorn involved with fully homomorphic encryption. So a couple things here. First, we continue to see capital being raised by startups and new companies which have fresh ideas and innovative ideas. So if you're an entrepreneur, man, go pitch your idea and raise that capital. Things are moving ahead, and a lot of companies are even doing second round raises, third round raises, and much more. So these are signs, of course, of a bull market. So Zama, a cryptography company pioneering fully homomorphic encryption for blockchains, said it raised $57 million in a Series B round co-led by Blockchain Ventures and Pantera Capital. The team said the fundraise pushes Zama's total capital raised to over $150 million and values it over $1 billion, making the firm the first unicorn involved with FHE. So this is why I know I'm repeating myself here. I'm preparing for the next bull market. A lot of these projects now getting the capital, they're going to be building in the bear market, right? And then their new token or whatever they have going on, it's going to be ready by the next bull market. We've seen this time and time again. So there's going to be further iterations of these blockchains and new products and new ideas. So really, really cool stuff. So the Zama protocol allows developers to build encrypted decentralized applications, also known as dApps, without needing deep cryptographic expertise. Use cases can range from confidential stablecoin issuance and asset tokenization to private identity verification and governance in network states, according to a document shared with CoinDesk. So, as I said, guys, innovation continues, capital is being raised, and the folks who are giving these people the money, they're not making the investment to lose the money, right? They are looking to make a return. So that's why you have all these VCs and hedge funds still taking a bet. They know what's coming. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. A great way you can support me in the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Check out the link in the description. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital, and my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you every aspect of crypto. If you want to expand your knowledge, this is the course for you. What makes it unique, it features expert commentary. You will hear from founders, CEOs, and institutional investors. For example, you can hear from the co-founder of Securitize explaining tokenization to you. And of course, Securitize helped BlackRock to launch their tokenized fund. So there's videos, downloadable materials, full text write-up, and much more. So check it out. Go to mycryptocourse.com. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.